I'll be talking about this.
Hey everybody, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It is Monday, massive sell-off today. I definitely was stopped out of a lot of positions today. The market changed from a confirmed uptrend to an uptrend under pressure, and so that's kind of, that's a major thing that's happened, and we've got to get ready basically to possibly come out of the market probably a little bit and wait for some other bases to kind of happen. What supposedly triggered it was a company I think it's called Evergrande in China. Apparently, it's going to go bankrupt, and it's a major developer, and apparently, it's going to take a lot of the life savings of a lot of people in China with it. So it's kind of it's kind of a dicey situation, definitely affecting our market here. But let's get into the slides. So without further ado, okay, so basically, what's happened here, of course, is that the market is it is an uptrend under pressure. Basically, the Dow is diving. It dived pretty good today, and it's really the market is moving from a from a to an uptrend under pressure. And what this really means is that we don't want to be initiating any new positions right now until we find out if we go into a full-on retreat. But right now, we want to be lightening up. I'm about 75% in cash. Again, as I said this morning on some of the alerts that I sent out on TikTok and YouTube. So we definitely have to get ready to possibly be a little bit more cautious right now. Just wanted to show you what the S&P 500 looks like. I've noted it here on the chart. We've had a vertical violation, and what that means is typically it bounces, off this 40-day line, but today it dove directly off of that. So definitely lots of selling action going on. As you can see, the last time we really had a vertical violation, even though was way back here in February. So this is a major change in the character of the market. So it's a time to, basically get kind of race for a little bit of downturn. I think that we're going to have in the market. I mean, who knows? I mean, this could just be we could get a follow through day on this, but it's very important now to sort of be careful with any new positions. Get into cash. If you have winners, consider selling them right now because it probably is going to turn lower, and then wait for the upturn. Now, here's the thing. Um, when we get a follow through day, and of course I'll announce it on this show, that's when you want to start getting back in. But right now, it's probably very prudent to be kind of lightening up on the positions, and I think it's just kind of prudent. This is the QQQ, and of course this is the Nasdaq 100. Again, we had a vertical violation today as well. This is significant in that this is a change in the character of the market. So we're probably going to be starting to pull down now. We're probably going to get a correction, and typically these corrections can last. Who long knows how long it'll last, but a month or a month to 3 months. So we're going to probably be much more careful about initiating any long positions. I do have a position that is doing well. It's a bear put spread on 3M, and of course that's gone up as 3M has gone down. And I'm probably going to be looking to do more of those kind of trades, during this period. But I do think we have a definite market change in terms of the condition of the market. So it's if you have your stop losses in, you should be okay. Because you should never take more than about a 7% loss. Look through your holdings. If you're down more than 7% on anything long, you might want to consider selling it now, and then possibly, when the market comes back, we will be able to get back in. Here is the S&P 500. Again, the same thing, with that vertical violation here, kind of showing me what's going on there. So it's really a situation now where you've got to be a little bit more prudent in the way you trade. It's best to be, probably more in cash right now. That would be probably a better use of your capital right now would be to be more into cash right now. So that's kind of what I'm recommending for that. All right, so let's see. Just kind of want to show you the stock of the day, as it were. We do have the stock of the day, but it's for the wrong reasons. We had a breakout on Thursday. I definitely bought it on the breakout, but because I always do the 7% stop loss rule, I was sold out on Star Bulk Carriers on Friday, and currently it's trading at 2068. And it just had this failed breakout, and it happens. This is why stop losses are so important, because you never know when you're going to get a breakout that fails, and that's definitely the case here with Star Bulk Carriers. Again, it broke out on Thursday. I bought it, and then by Friday I was a seller because of the stop loss. I was stopped out of this issue. So always remember to put in that stop loss 7% down from where you bought it, no exceptions, and that will save you a lot of grief, definitely. Here are my current stocks. I'm down on everything, and I've sold a lot of my positions. Still in Devon Energy, down $1.53, $50, $59. About a 5% drop on that one. Macy's, I'm down about a little over a percent. Palantir, I'm down about 7%. I'm getting very close to this one being probably stopped out of this one. I'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we get a little bounce here. Robert Half, not so much, down about 0.31. Top Build, I'm down about 2%. The Energy Select Spider, I'm down about 4%. Goldman, I'm down. I did do some selling on Goldman today. Uh, as it retreated, it's down about 3.38%, and I'm still in Perkin-Elmer, down about 1.86%. So that kind of wraps up that for for that. So let's get to some of the questions here, and let's look here at NVIDIA. And see what we've got in terms of NVIDIA. So let me pull up the charts for NVIDIA, and I have been pulling back on NVIDIA today just because it has been a little bit of a tough day. So let's take a look at the chart, and here we go, NVIDIA, and let's pull that up right now. All right. All right. So basically, the situation here with NVIDIA is that we did have a bounce. This is actually kind of healthy. It pulled back, but it bounced off of considering the rest of the market, it did bounce off the 40-day line. So I still think I did lighten my position here a little bit. I still have some NVIDIA, not a lot, but I still have some NVIDIA. And I still do believe in the stock, but it looks like it bounced off the 40-day line. That's a healthy, but I want to reduce my position right now because we dropped right down to the buy point, 207.33, and then we bounced. So there's definitely resistance right here at about 207.33 on NVIDIA. So that's kind of how it's looking with NVIDIA. Let's take some questions from TikTok. Thank you very much, yellow fellow investors. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hold along, don't jump ship. Well, that is in theory, that's a very good idea. But typically, the way I do it is that you don't want to hold a loser more than about 7%. Sell it, wait for it to rebound, and then get back in. It's really not riding stocks down is not fun, and So that's the reason why I always use stop losses, and it saved my bacon a lot of times. So it's obviously it's up to you. It's up to your style of trading. But here's what I do. I always put stop losses in. If they go down more than 7%, I'm out. And then I just wait until then there's an opportunity to get back in. So that's kind of the way that's kind of the deal. All right. So his question: can you suggest a stop that dropped big, that has the most tendency to bounce back quickly? That would be. I wish I could tell you that. I would say more than likely, probably you're going to see that. I think Nvidia might be in that category. I think Nvidia could very well be in that category, but I would be a little bit careful right now. Now is the time to be more cautious and just wait, because there will be opportunities. Here's what's going to happen: the market is going to pull back, and it's going to continue to pull back probably for a few weeks and maybe a few months, and then whenever when it pulls back down, then we will probably get a rally, and nobody will believe it. It'll be called the follow through day. And when we get the follow through day, then we can start moving back into the market. But right now, it's time to be more in cash. If you're down more than 7% on any position, I'd really recommend closing it, because that way, that way you won't get it screwed. Okay, Sheet is looking at Palantir. I'm still in Palantir. PLTR, of course, is the symbol here. It's actually considering everything else today, it's actually handling this quite well. It's up after hours. I still have almost all my positions in Palantir. It did bounce off of the it did bounce off the 21-day line, and that is actually a very strong signal. So here's the thing: if you're down less than 7%, I kind of recommend holding Palantir. At least that's what I did with it. Now, of course, I'll tell you if I'm out, but I'm still in Palantir, and I do think this stock does have the potential of being very powerful. DraftKings, DraftKings not quite as much. Have this consolidation base, very nice, and then this handle, but unfortunately, because of what's going on today, it pulled back. It didn't pull all the way to the 200-day line, but I just right now, if you're not in DraftKings, I wouldn't recommend entering at this point, just because we may see a little bit, we may see some more action to the downside. So we want to be careful when it comes to stocks like DraftKings. So here's the thing with Palantir: if you're in it, I would stay in it. But if you're down more than 7%, consider selling. I mean, it's just these are tough when they're going to get these market reversals, and we definitely are there with that. Okay, let's take a look at NEO. NEO has been struggling as of late, and I suspect, this is a Chinese stock. This may be a good short. I may look at this one for a bull puts a bull a bull put a bear put spread, because this one is below the 200-day line, below the 40, below the 21, and below the 10, and it's pulled back, and it's a Chinese stock. So my guess was this is probably setting up to be a short. It's at 35 right now, so there's definitely some room for it to be shorted. Um, you know the um, this is a tough, when you get a gap down day like this, it really exposes a lot of the potential problems in the market. Here's probably what's going to happen with NEO. We're probably going to get. I'm going to show you in the weekly chart. This has formed a head here, and then possibly it's going to rally up to the. It's going to rally to the 50-day line. That's probably where it's going to be a good place to short. But right now, I think you've got to be super careful. I would not buy this one, even though they've had excellent sales. I just think that the Chinese stocks in general are very, very shortable, potentially, right now. Now, I haven't formulated a strategy yet, but if you're on the action trade alerts, I will definitely try to keep you informed of my strategy, and we probably will move to a more of a bearish strategy rather than a bullish strategy. Currently, right now, I'm moving primarily into cash, getting ready for the opportunities that are going to come out. What's your opinion on Lucid? You know what? I just think right now, I understand that a lot of people are interested in the automobiles, but they're not performing really well right now. So I think kind of last year was the year for autos. I definitely did very, very well in Tesla last year, as a lot of people did. But I've been out of it really for several months now. The whole automobile sector is starting to pull back. I probably would not be a buyer of Lucid. I just wouldn't. I know that I know there's a tendency to think, well, because Tesla was such a monster, this Lucid is going to be a similar monster, but I don't think so. Maybe it is. Maybe it'll be bought by somebody, but there's a lot of competition in the space right now. So I would be extremely careful when it came to buying automobile stocks. They just aren't performing that well, and I just think you got to be careful. I think you just got to be careful. Assuming you're talking to me with Lucid 25 leaky, I'm out today with 100%. Still looks like it's like maybe. I think it might be with Lucid, but it's an IPO. Um, maybe as a short it might be good, but I don't think. I don't think I'm going to be in it. Do you ever go to straight cash? Absolutely, I do. That's one of the best ways to hedge, by the way, because when markets change direction like this, and we definitely have a market change directionally, it's good to go to all cash and then wait, because there will be opportunities. I mean, seriously, if this thing moves lower, if we get a sell off, there are going to be lots of opportunities to make money in the market. They're going to be bear opportunities and not bull opportunities. Right now, we've been operating under the assumption that we were still in the bull market, and I don't know if we still are in the bull market, but we definitely have changed character. And when you change character, you have to wait a little bit for the character to change, and then once that's changed, there always are a lot of opportunities. It doesn't matter which direction the market is going. You just have to figure out if it's moved again, if it's moved up or down. And I think, you know, we're kind of seeing it turn over right now. It's not surprising that it happens in September. This is typically a month that triggers a lot of these problems. Traditionally, we're coming up on a very important vote on the debt ceiling, which may or may not pass. And if it doesn't, then we're going to get an odd thing. We're going to get stagflation, where what happens is that consumer prices are going to go up, but asset prices are going to fall, and there's going to be some carnage in stocks and in some real estate as well. But this can be a very good opportunity for if you get into cash, and if you're in cash, then when we get a consolidation, and we will, then there will be some opportunities, either going lower or going higher. But what we're doing is we're changing direction right now, and that's the key. So, we got it. We can get ready now, there'll be opportunities. There absolutely will be opportunities. But right now, you got to be a little bit careful. I wouldn't be entering any new positions. By the way, for everybody that's watching on TikTok, I can't share the screen, unfortunately, on TikTok. I don't have the capability. But you can go to YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor. You can see all the screens that I'm bringing up. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to feed I don't have the ability to feed TikTok directly as I do with YouTube. So I apologize for that. But hopefully they're going to make changes on that. Technically they're making a lot of changes on TikTok, and hopefully they'll have the capability of doing a split screen. And I've been experimenting with some software, but it doesn't work well enough to use. But I am simulcasting on YouTube, so you can just jump right over there. CMG is topping right now, and it doesn't equalize. Okay, so yeah, Chipotle has done very, very well, but it's just a little bit dangerous to enter at this point, just because of the nature of the market. I mean, we kind of have to see what's the general trend of the market. Are we seeing a market top? And we may be seeing a market top, at least in the near term. Now, I could be totally wrong about this, but there was a vertical violation on both the S&P 500 and on the Nasdaq. So that's telling me that with the weakness on Friday in the Dow, that's telling me that we're probably at a market top. We're going to probably be correcting back down, and if we are, we want to be more in cash. Don't ride your losers down. This is absolutely critical. Don't ride your losers down. Don't say, well, I'm down 15%. If I just hold on, I'm going to get back some more. Don't do it. Sell and wait. That's the what to do. Sell and wait. So don't take it in the shorts. Now somebody's going to say, well, I held on. I went all the way to the bottom and it came all the way back. Great, good for you. But more than likely, it's going to go down and stay down. So here's the thing: if you go down more than 7% on any of your positions, you want to consider selling and being in cash and waiting for another opportunity, because they always appear after these corrections, and I definitely think we're in a correction. So that's kind of my my take on it. All right. Okay. Uh, we've got a question. NRGU. Let's look at it. Let's look at it really quickly. NRGU. And okay, this is the 3X oils. It's down too. Yeah, when we get these sell-offs as broad, it doesn't necessarily matter even what you're in. I'm currently in the Spider Select Oil XLE, and even that's down, as you can see today. Even that's down. Even the XLE is down, and this is one of the top performing sectors. So, you're going to see that. When you get a broad sell-off, you're just gonna see that. So, I mean, even the XLE is down today. That's of course the Spider Select energy. So, pretty much everything is down. I think Devon. Let's look at Devon. Yeah, Devon is down. Not very much, but it's down as well. It's up after hours, though. Interesting. The oil, you're going to see probably some strength in the oils because of the fact that we have a situation where there's going to be a lot of inflation. Now it's going to be bifurcated. We're going to get asset deflation in some of the sectors, like some of the real estate sectors. Of course, it started. The contagion, of course, started in China. Basically, what's happening, of course, is Evergrande, the very big property developer in China, is defaulted on a lot of their loans, and because in China there's not a very the people in China don't really have a lot of places to invest, so they invest in real estate like condos. The problem is there's no market for these. As a matter of fact, I don't know if there was a video, I think it was circulating last week, that was showing I can't remember what city it was, but it was a very large city where they were exploding. They were just tearing down these towers that they'd built, and they didn't finish them, and there was no chance that they were going to finish them because there's no demand for them. So what that means, of course, is that the Chinese are going to have. This is going to cause them to have to put up reserves for some of these property losses. They're going to be significant. Also, another very significant thing is Biden has indicated that he's not going to oppose China in Hong Kong. So, in other words, we're going to have a problem in real estate, both in Hong Kong as people try to get their money out, and in Taiwan, more than likely, because they're probably going to. I shouldn't say it, but they're more than likely going to invade, and so it's going to be trouble, I think, for some of the property investors, and that can be very devastating. So, and I think eventually we'll see a little bit of it come here to the U.S. We haven't really seen it yet, but that might be the case. That might be the case coming up. All right, what's your take on DD? DD might be a good short because that's a Chinese stock. Almost all the Chinese stocks, more than likely, are going to get hit and hit hard. Let's take a look at DD here. Let's take a second for it to come up here. Oh, let's look at let's look at NUE. This is there we go. So this is Nucor, Let's take a look at the chart on Nucor. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, you can see this. I'm analyzing the chart, but you can't see it, unfortunately, on my screen here in back of me. But you can see it on YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor. Well, basically, what happened with uh, Nucor is we saw it fall below the resistance at the 40-day line. So it definitely also sold off today. And this does look, I don't know if there's going to be a change in character because their sales are definitely up and their profits are definitely up. But at least for right now, it looks like it's broken support at that 40-day line. We're going to see a lot of that. The question is, which are the ones that can turn around the fastest? That's going to be important. Let's look at Microsoft because that's probably going to be a bellwether of stock. Um, yeah, and that doesn't appear to have very much damage. Yeah, not very much damage at all. It just basically went down to the 40-day line and it's bounced. So that might be a safe haven potentially. Would be Microsoft. I don't know if I would enter a position here, but it does look kind of like it's looking like a safe haven. Apple, unfortunately, is not as sturdy as Microsoft is. Microsoft's holding up a lot better than Apple. Apple dropped down to the to this line, this reversal line. So Apple has definitely changed character, and it is going to be moving lower. This is what the chart is saying. So it looks as if Microsoft, in terms of the big cap techs, Microsoft is going to hold up a lot better than Apple, unfortunately. Let's kind of look. Let's kind of look to see what sectors of the economy are still kind of getting some. Let's see where the action is. I had a lot of alerts. Yeah, see Starbuck couriers. So I'm going to see if there's any action that we can. There was one stock that broke out today. Interestingly enough, it's Brooks Automation. I kind of want to show you that one. It's very interesting. Because this one did break out today. Interestingly enough, this is bucking the trend. And part of it was I think they're going to spin off one of their part of their subsidiaries, but this one has broken the trend. This is the only stock right now that is breaking the trend that I can see, at least today, and that's Brooks Automation, symbol BRKS, and that is breaking the trend. It's up near it's up near a buy point at 104.31. Of course, that's on a cup without handle base formation. So this is a good formation. This is doing well. It's the only stock today that's breaking out. There is definitely some buying activity on this one today. It's unbelievable. 92 relative strength, and it is breaking out. So this one is looking fairly good. Now, would I buy it? Probably not. I want to check the checklist. It's got a 100% checklist. I would wait for this one to settle, but if you're looking for a place to go long, this might be sort of a place that you could do it. The symbol on it, B, Brooks Automation, B or K. So, yeah, BRKS, sorry. BRKS, Brooks Automation. And that one is bucking the trend today. So that's a good sign. That's a very, very good sign. Let's look at some other ones. What's your take on DD? Bitcoin is going to 16. Yeah, I could easily do that. Yeah, as I've been warning for some time, Bitcoin is vulnerable, and the reason it's vulnerable, of course, is a lot of people now that have made losses and other things are going to try to sell Bitcoin. So it's going to be there's going to be a lot of downward pressure on Bitcoin. But let's look in on GBTC. This is an ETF that holds 4% of the world's Bitcoin. And it definitely has sold off pretty hard, actually, down to the 40-day line. So what do I recommend with this? I don't recommend buying it here, but it does look like, it's reversal higher, maybe in doubt. So we could get Bitcoin moving as low as, well, let's look at see where the let's see if we can find some support on Bitcoin. So I'm going to look in on the Bitcoin price. as we speak. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I think we can move over here to the Bitcoin price. This is kind of, let's see if we can, yeah, zoom it up. All right. So currently it's trading 43 572, but I think that we are going to see some erosion in it a little bit. I think we are going to see some erosion. We possibly could go, the key level, at least in the near term, is about 30,000. So I think if it does fall below 30,000, then I think it could go much lower. But right now it seems to be holding. But again, it dropped significantly, and there is a lot of reason to think that we're probably going to get some more erosion in the price of Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin is going to 100,000? It's really hard to say, but I don't think it's going to go there in the near future. But it could, if it can move past about 47,000, then it possibly could. But what's driving the price of Bitcoin really is in Turkey, where the currencies are very, very weak. A lot of Turkish people are buying Bitcoin because the Turkish lira is so weak. So I think it's the number one company in terms of using Bitcoin as a hedge. Unfortunately, I don't think it's necessarily the best hedge. I'm afraid what's going to happen, and this is usually what happens when they have these downturns like this, where property companies go down, is that we're going to see actually, and this may shock you, but we're probably going to see the dollar appreciate. We're probably going to see the dollar appreciate because so many of these loans are based in dollars, and yeah, so that could be the that could be the that could be the situation. That could be the situation there. So hopefully it won't be that case, but it might be. It might be. You never can tell. All right, so let's see if I can get some more information for everyone here. Uh, Outlook, okay. Take on DD. Okay, let's see if I can pull up DD here. It wasn't letting me do it before, but let's see if we can. Let's kind of look at the Chinese stocks. Well, it's not letting me do it. Let's look at BABA. But I want to look at the big yeah, the BABA is probably a short actually. This is the chart of BABA, and it's not looking too strong here actually. It is up slightly after hours, but essentially since about February, it's been on this downward trend, and it's likely that that is not going to be. Um, let's see if I can. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to. I'd have to do that. So, anyways, that's the situation with BABA, and it's pretty much in a downward trend on that, unfortunately, as well. All the Chinese stocks, I think, are going to be a little bit under pressure right now. So I do believe my crypto, yeah, sir, no, my no need to panic. My crypto is 60% down. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Actually, hold long term and don't jump ship. Well, okay, I guess sometimes it does come back sometimes. So I'm not going to be totally. But here's what I do. I basically I basically will not do that. I will always sell if there is. If I'm down more than 7%, I'm out until there's a reversal because it's just more difficult to come back if you're down. If you're down more than 7%, it becomes increasingly difficult to move back in to the back in. So that can be a difficulty. So I hope Upstart drops 70%. Let's look at Upstart. UP UPST. Well, Upstart, has been moving. It's pulling back today. I don't think no surprise here. But it is extended. I mean, the last buy point in this was 191.89 for Upstart. That was the last. That was the last real buy point on it. So it's been moving nicely, but it looks like it's going to move back to the 10-day line. The critical thing is the critical level for Upstart is going to be right at this $10 10-day line, which is at 281. So if it can hold on to 281 and bounce, then I think we're okay. But if not, then we're likely not to. It's not likely to be good. Oh my God, that's something that my star put position doesn't materialize by October 15th. It's below my strike price of 22 now. Yeah, boy, that is oof, yeah, that's difficult. What you might want to do is roll that into a spread, Stevie. Roll that. That's the only thing I don't like about nakeds. Naked naked puts if it goes against you, it can be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult. That's kind of why I like the spreads a little bit more on that. And you might want to think about rolling it into a spread possibly and doing it that way. Okay. Well. Okay. By the way, how do the metrics look with IBD? Chart doesn't look good. Not buying out. Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's right now, Mark. I think you're wise to. This is just a day to just take it easy. Let's see if we get a follow through day. We don't have a follow through day yet. That takes 4 days consecutively. Now's the time to be paring down. If you've got some winners that you can sell, maybe that's not a bad idea. Also, you want to be getting ready because it will turn. I mean, it will turn. The question is, when will it be? 2 days, a month, 3 months. We don't know, but we do know that there has been a character change, and you want to possibly hedge with cash. And the easiest way to do that, of course, is to go. It's just sell out and wait for a follow through day to start buying. But we're not ready right now. Right now, it's time to be raising cash and getting ready for getting ready to move back into the market. But hopefully you weren't too exposed, and hopefully that won't it won't it won't take you any lower. All right, let's see if we have anything in terms of the RS Blue Dot today. This is kind of an interesting one, and I'm just going to look. I'm just kind of looking just to see if there's anything out there that's bucking the trend, and it doesn't look that way. It looks like, yeah, it looks like we're pretty much, yeah, Dorchester Minerals, Molina, Healthcare, energy companies are down a little bit today. Everybody's moving to cash. See, that's the thing. Everybody's moving to cash. You kind of want to go where the big boys are going, and they're going into cash right now. Santander Consumer. This one might be a good one. It's a very interesting company based here in Dallas, actually. Boot Barn Holdings. Yeah, everything is pulling back today, so it's really not a good day to be. Yeah, it's just a good day to kind of be mostly in cash right now. It's just because it's just not looking as good as it as it was. Well, I'm kind of out of stocks because really, basically today it's pretty much red all across the board. Not many really good buy points. The only one that I can really find that's really breaking out right now is Brooks Automation, and that's about it. That's the only real stock that I have that's breaking out. So I'm probably going to sign off here pretty quick, but I wanted to say that it's a good time to, if you're down more than 7% on a position, consider closing it because there will be a time that we can come back in and make some money on it. But right now, not so much. If you want to get on the action trailer, it's very, very easy to do. All you do is you go to www.dallastradingfloor.com. This is also the email if you want to email me directly, dallastradingfloor@gmail.com. And of course, this is how you get on the action trade alerts at www.dallastradingfloor. So I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 3:30 after the market closes, and we'll see how we open tomorrow, and and go from there. So until tomorrow at 3:30, thanks everybody for taking the time. Please like the show on YouTube. I would really appreciate that, of course. And so until tomorrow, happy trading, everybody. Hope everyone's safe. I'll be back at 3:30 tomorrow, hopefully with better news than this market pullback.